What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Hello and welcome. My name is Mitchell Saltzman, joined by the Wiki Warlord, Brendan Graber.
I like that. How you doing?
The Wiki Warlord, you like that? And today, oh man, I am real excited for this stream, Brendan, because we are playing Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, a game that is probably my second most, now my most anticipated game now that Devil May Cry 5 came out, but it was my second most anticipated game of 2019.
I'm cracking my knuckles.
Ooh.
I'm ready to go in for this.
You know what? We'll crack those knuckles, hit new game, and let's just jump into it.
All right, I like that idea.
Yeah. So I guess let's start off by Brendan. What's your experience with the genre of Soulsborn?
So this is a fun story. I had never played a From Soft game before working at IGN, even after still. And then one day they're like, "Hey, there's a game called Bloodborne coming out. I want you to write a guide for it." I'm like, that doesn't sound very fun. And then I mastered the game. I wrote a guide for it, and I love From Soft games now. Wow, crazy.
Yeah.
I played Dark Souls 3, and I went back to Dark Souls 1, and I want to play Sekiro, and it's really good.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't making a face at your story. I was making a face at the fact that guy was slowly getting his throat slit.
He had it coming.
Hey, Ronnie, can we get the game audio up a little bit?
So, in case you have been living under a rock and not seen this game at all, Sekiro is a game about a shinobi in the Sengoku era of Japan, when this guy on the left here with the samurai sword decides to take power over a region of the Ashina clan, and you are the bodyguard of a young lord in that region, and your job is to protect him at all costs and go get him back if he gets captured.
Yep. The code of a shinobi, right?
code.
Yep.
Death blow.
Man, so cool. We should also say we are live on twitch.tv/IGN, youtube.com/IGN, IGN.com, and mixer.com/IGN. So we'll be checking the chat, answering any questions. We're only allowed to show the first 2 hours or so of the game.
Yeah, we're going to keep things spoiler-free. We're not going to delve too deep into questions about the entire game. There will probably be a review happening tomorrow. Our Brandon Tyrell is reviewing the game, and I think he's wrapping up the script as we speak. So look for that. I think it's tomorrow. I don't know for sure, but probably, maybe. So we'll avoid the kind of like overall takes on that. And anything past the first 2 hours we won't talk about.
And for those of you that are smashing your keyboard saying, "Shut up, I'm watching the cutscene," we have a full uncommentated first 16 minutes of the game that Brendan did great gameplay of. So check it out.
I think I also changed the default language option is Japanese, which, my opinion, I think it's better than English. They do an okay dub, but.
Listen, Wolf, you must never forget the Shinobi Code. As your father, my word is absolute. Your master's is a close second.
What if your father is your master?
As of today, he is your master. Defend him with your life. If he is taken, bring him back.
Spoiler alert, things don't really work well for that.
Bubble Buster says, "How is it spoiler free? I'm being spoiled now." You're literally watching the first seconds of the game. You knew what you were getting into.
But I wanted to watch it myself without you showing it to me that I am in here watching right now. Just imagine you have the game right now, but you're letting someone else play it. That's what we're doing.
After Ishin's coup, the Ashina clan was on the brink of collapse.
So things ain't going good for the Ashina clan, and neither are they going good for the wolf.
Known as
No.
Wolf, had
Very
lost
bad,
everything.
actually.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Both the man who took him in and the boy.
Oh man, we
he had
lost
sworn to
everyone.
protect.
People are still saying the game volume is pretty low, though that was quiet talking.
It is a quiet game in general, but yeah, we can probably get it up a little bit more. Thanks, Ronnie. I really like this opening because it's very reminiscent of, I think, the very first Dark Souls. You find yourself, in kind of isolation, and a mysterious figure someone drops a item for you to pick up right as you start.
Classic
And,
Dark Souls.
Yeah, it kind of is.
For the sake of your master.
It would be a true Dark Souls reference if they dropped the Moonlight Greatsword into the well. And then there was a Berserk reference somewhere. and then the place is all filled with poison fog.
Winner is here wants to know, is there specs on or spec settings on the version, like a 1080p 60 FPS version? So I haven't played the PS4 Pro version or the Xbox One X version, where I would imagine those settings would be an option. We are playing right now on the PC, which is it depends on obviously the power of your PC, but I haven't seen it really go less than 60 all that often. It's a pretty consistent 60 frames per second on PC. I've heard that it's 30 on standard consoles.
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm looking at YouTube chat. People already saying good scrub. It's the first
He hasn't
cutscene.
done anything yet. You
How
haven't
do I
seen
play a
it. You haven't-
cutscene better?
He doesn't even have a sword. Calm down.
Remember, Snake, this is a sneaky mission. Do some shimmies.
One of the things that I wanted to talk about on this stream, Brendan,
Mm-hmm.
it's actually the headline of the stream, but difficulty is a big part of these games. A lot of people go into them wondering how hard they are compared to other games in the series.
Mm-hmm.
So how hard do you think Sekiro is? And we should also say Brendan is pretty far along in this game.
Yeah, I'm currently writing the guide. It has been quite the endeavor.
Also, I love this. Thad Corbett wants to know, let's make bets, guys. How long will they last before dying? So, first off, you have to die in order to... well, you don't have to die, but your character will die at the end of this prologue. I mean, that's... we can't get away from that.
Yeah, there's the whole catalyst of events that happen. Yeah. But other than that, yeah, I feel like I'm pretty well versed in the game by now, but there are often things that are left field that I like get me by surprise, and then I flub and die, and it looks really silly and sad. But as for the difficulty, I think there's a lot more avenues for creativity in this game versus the regular Souls or From Software, what have you, because of the stealth. It's more of a stealth action game in certain areas, so there are ways to avoid fights or to make sure that you go into a fight with the enemy distracted or otherwise assassinate a couple people first. I think that can help, but also when you get into those fights against opponents and the rally system comes into play, anything can go, and especially for people who are well versed in FromSoft games, it could be a hindrance because you have to relearn how to play this game. It's not about dodge rolling or holding the block button and then getting your attacks in. It's very much different, which we'll see very soon.
Mm-hmm.
When does this game release on Google Stadia? Right now. You just hit the play button on your YouTube browser and you can play it instantly. Or so they say.
Hero K3 says, fun fact, shadows can actually die 3 times.
That's not a fun fact.
Come here.
Spooky fact. So this is our young Lord Kuro.
It's been too long.
And
Wolf.
apparently it's been too long since we've seen him. I guess we've been in that vault
I've
for a
come
while.
to free you, my lord.
Also, I need confirmation on this. I heard
Well,
that
then,
the wolf was voiced by Liam O'Brien, and it sounds like it, but
I guess you have to beat the game to the credits to find out.
you kind of do.
Come on, Mitchell, get going.
You kind of do.
raise your head.
Yeah, I think of everybody, only our reviewer, Brandon Tyrell, has beat the game. I have not gotten there because writing a guide can take a little while. You gotta walk 5 feet, write about what you saw, fight a guy, write about what
My
that.
Shinobi,
So it's been a slow going
Mhm.
process.
in accordance with the bond of Lord
Ooh,
and Retainer,
sword.
you will pledge your life.
I think
in
sorry,
my
so you're doing great,
service.
guys. Totally nailed that stealth section. It is important though. You may be thinking why the hell would you start a game with this
As you
forced
command.
stealth section? But the game wants you to know early on that hey, you don't have to go head on into every fight,
Yeah.
and there is a point to stealth.
Yeah, and to be fair, I went to a preview event for Sekiro, and that may have looked like Brendan just went through that on autopilot mode, and he definitely did. But I saw a lot of people struggling to get through just that instance of stealth alone.
Yeah, I looked, you actually can just run through those enemies,
Loyal
and they
wolf,
will open
I see
fire and
you're
attack
wounded.
you, and you can die.
Yeah.
I have
If
something
you
to
are
bring
just
home.
being silly.
It is a special gourd of
You can
medicinal
also just
waters.
kind of dodge
Use
past
it
them and
to
then just
heal
run to
your
the tower
wounds.
Yeah.
on the side entrance. And here's our healing gourd.
My lord.
So there's your.
Now,
I
Dark
mean,
Souls
blood
reference.
Were you
vials.
gravely injured? Afterward,
After what?
do you not remember that night?
Ooh, got a bit of
I do
amnesia too.
not.
No. We'll talk about it later. Right now, we must escape Ashina Castle.
As you say.
There's a secret
Kaito Cam
passage
wants to know, so is his
beneath the
arm,
moat that will
is his
take us
changeable
out of
arm
the
like Nier's
castle.
Devil Breaker?
Lord
No, it
Ishin
is not.
told me about it once. I ask you
We'll
to
go over that a
find
little bit later.
secret
Yeah, right now we
passage.
have
Once you
two
find
fully
it,
functioning human arms.
signal me with a reed whistle. You know, like you used to long ago. I will join you as soon as I hear it.
Okay, now we got to clear the way for the Lord to escape. We also have no health. I'll give you a fun pro tip. If having no health scares you, you also have a homeward idol, the homeward bone.
Ooh,
And
wiki
it
tips.
says you can use it to go to a sculptor's idol, the little bonfires, but you actually can just do it here and as the checkpoint,
Life hacks.
and you get full health again.
Life hacks.
Why not? This has been Life Hacks with IGN Wikis.
That's actually a really good tip because your healing gourd doesn't even heal you full
Yeah,
HP.
you only have one charge at the beginning and like a couple little pellets. People asking what difficulty? There's only one difficulty.
Yep.
Sekiro difficulty. What's up?
Ooh, nice stab.
So having stealth death blows can help make sure that when you fight other enemies, you. I don't think so.
All right, so let's unpack
What
this.
just happened there?
Let's
What
unpack
just
this
happened there?
this combat system. You'll notice in Sekiro you don't have a stamina meter. It's very unlike typical Soulsborne style games. Instead, what you have is a posture meter. And I think there might be a lot of confusion with regards to what the posture meter actually is. Just really think of it as a second optional life bar that both you and your enemies have.
Mhm.
And instead of depleting it, the goal is to fill it. So you can see right here, Brendan is blocking a bunch of shots, not very well. He's just holding the block button, and that posture meter is just filling up and up and up and up.
If it breaks, I fall down and I'm open to more attacks.
Yeah, which is not the most terrible thing in the world. So you're not like discouraged from just blocking. In fact, I would encourage you, when in doubt, just block.
Yeah, it does help you, and also
Yeah.
you can see dodges. You don't really have a lot of range.
Yeah.
It's just a very short hop. You don't get a lot of invincibility frames. See, I'm still getting hit.
The main thing that I think a lot of people who play a lot of Soulsborne games are going to have to adjust to is dodging sucks.
Yeah.
Dodging is just absolutely terrible. You don't want to do the Dark Souls thing of waiting for an attack, roll out of the way and then counterattack. This is a game that's very much about holding your ground and just, continuing to block until you find your openings.
So yeah, I was just basically showing you different attacks there. But the one way
Wow,
to really,
Brandon, I can't believe you lost all your health already. You suck.
so yeah, like the real way to learn about this game is waiting for those attacks, blocking, and then breaking their posture. And these guys have really low posture, so only one thing does it. But for other enemies, we'll see they'll have a lot more posture, so it becomes a rally system of I attack, they attack, I block that attack, I counterattack, they might block that and counter me back, and then I have to make sure that I'm breaking their posture while making sure that my posture doesn't go up with these perfect blocks.
Yep. Shade Blue wanted to see a perfect parry. You saw like 5 of them there.
Especially with these like intro enemies.
Carol has one more question. How many silent missions? So there's no real missions, I would say.
Yeah,
there are a couple, and I would say there's no real, outside of this tutorial area where you kind of have to stealth through, the beginning part of it, there's no real required stealth missions from what I've played so far.
However, there are several mini bosses that you can just avoid entirely. This is not one of them. This man is the samurai leader, Shigenori Yamoichi, and you cannot stealth past
Say that
him.
one more time.
I don't want to. So these mini bosses, you might notice he has 2 little dots over his health bar. That means that he has 2 health bars.
Yep.
So I need to basically break his posture or get his health down, do a death blow, and then do it once more.
What if I'm bad at parrying? You better learn.
Yeah, you gotta learn.
You gotta learn.
This is your first hey, I better learn how this works.
Oop.
See, there you go. It's too late. All right, good.
And I think that kind of goes into the conversation of how hard is
Lost
this
my
game?
posture.
Yeah, see, and it's not that terrible. There are a couple
Right.
of enemies that will punish you if they break your posture. Most enemies you can usually get out of the way of.
It's also worth noting that, as you're attacking and they're deflecting, they can power through your attacks to attack on their own. That's why I'm not getting too aggressive, because if I keep swinging, they're gonna attack through me and kill me.
Yeah.
Bam! There you go.
Boom. He made that look real easy. It's not. It's not that easy, guys. But yeah. So what I was saying, I think that goes into kind of the difficulty discussion of this game. I think a lot of people, when they first start playing this game, will find it incredibly difficult, and I think it will be incredibly difficult for probably the first 5 or 6 hours, or however long it takes you to learn how to deal with this combat system, because it really is unlike anything I've ever played.
Basically, learning to not be afraid of incoming attacks and to meet them head on.
Yeah.
And
standing your ground.
And like you saw that, they would just kind of like, oh, it's back and forth. You eventually find enemies just go bam, 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 bam with like all these different combo attacks. You need to deflect each single one as they happen and then go for a counter. If you like mistime half of them, or you just hold block the entire way, you'll break your posture and you'll be dead. Yeah. Because you do not have a lot of health. You can see like one of those attacks did a lot. And there's a little gremlin here. I'm gonna kill.
Is that what their name? Is that their official name? Gremlins?
I think they are Sento assassins. That is, I've had to do a lot of wiki work and trying to figure out what their actual enemy name is so I can reflect that in the walkthrough. From Soft games don't make it easy. They're just like the Winter Lanterns from Bloodborne. Who comes up with those names? That's just like that's just a big like in your face to a guide writer.
Yeah. So I think to continue on the difficulty discussion, I think once you learn how to play this game, it becomes much more manageable. Whereas I think games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne, also to an extent, once you learn how to deal with those games' combat, it becomes much easier. But even if you are fully knowledgeable of the game's combat, Dark Souls and Bloodborne get really tough.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that this game is easy, though, when you learn the controls. There are still several enemies that will make you rethink your strategies. There are people who are very offensive, people who are very defensive, people who have like just basically untrackable attacks where you're just like, where are they going to come from next? Especially with like, martial arts moves can be really disorienting. So you still have to learn how enemy attack patterns work, when the best time to block and deflect and attack back.
Yeah, I think that's a really important point, because one of the things that I wanted to say was that pretty much every enemy in this game is handled in a different way. And so it's all just kind of about learning the ways to deal with each of those enemies. Also, Demon Pirate says, cool law shirt, dude. Thanks. My wife got it for me. It's actually a very comfortable hoodie.
Onward then.
I'm going to do a little thing. Sorry.
Are you going back?
No. It's just like the checkpoint in this early area. So
wiki tips, life hacks.
So we're about to get to the end of the prologue tutorial area, which in the true FromSoft fashion has a little test of strength for you.
I love these.
I don't.
This is one of my favorite little like.
It's cool.
It's one of my favorite signatures of a From Software game.
Oh, looks like our escape route is blocked.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be interesting because Brendan Graber has in the past beaten this boss. In the first 16 minutes, he got halfway done. So I really want to see on this stream, Brendan Graber. I'm putting the pressure on him.
I'm gonna throw up.
The expectation is set.
No.
If he beats this boss, I will buy him lunch.
Expectations down.
I will buy you lunch, Brendan, if you beat this boss on this first try.
Bell?
Wherever you want.
Oh boy. Yeah. So the hard part is that this boss, you're supposed to die to him to progress the story, and he uses a lot of moves that you will not be familiar with, such as unblockable attacks. So don't feel bad if you die to this enemy.
When does the review come out? I don't know if we're allowed to say, so I'm gonna err towards the side of caution and just say, sometime between now and when this game comes out,
which is Friday, so soon. Okay, all right, we're cool.
Shade Blue is betting that you won't. I mean, that's the safe bet.
Okay, let's get out of the read so I can see what I'm doing here.
That being said, I believe in miracles and I believe in Brendan Graber.
So that was the unblockable grab.
Nice. Oh! Jumped on his head while he tried to stab.
All right, we'll take this very slow.
That's what you gotta do, though. Good dodge.
Okay, I cannot dodge, or I cannot deflect those thrust attacks.
It's also important to note that Brendan does not have any skills right now, so the stuff that he's used to relying on, he doesn't have access to. Nice. So right there, that was a sweep attack, and one of the things that they teach you is that if you can identify when a sweep attack is coming, if you jump on them and do a jump kick, they'll do heavy posture damage.
So you can also see that his posture is regaining really fast.
Yeah.
You basically have to...
I can explain this, Brendan. Brendan,
Sure.
you focus. So basically what's happening is you see the red bar, which is his vitality. While that goes down, basically it also affects how fast his posture meter reduces. Ooh, look at all those blocks!
I love that little standoff at the end.
So basically, the lower the red bar, the more likely you are to reduce an enemy's posture and have it not refill.
Okay. All right. Doing good.
You're doing great, Brendan.
Am I?
Get some.
Okay, we're gonna heal now.
It's okay. It's okay. Nice.
Okay. Well, his posture is pretty good.
So sweet.
Get some added posture damage to that.
Look.
And get away from there. Get it from behind.
Oh, come on, Brendan. Oh. I'm feeling every hit.
One death
I'm
blow.
feeling every hit.
Halfway done. But it does not get easy.
You gonna use that pellet?
Well, actually, no. Oh, shoot. He's got a bow. He's got a bow. He's got a bow. I don't like it.
Jump. Yes.
Oh, shoot.
Oh!
See, he's changed it up now. No more thrusts. Now he's doing sweeps.
I am on the edge of my seat right now.
Okay. Let's play out. Get some posture on that. So I can be careful with my posture high now. So I'm going to block.
First
and
Chief
recover
King
posture.
says you can do it. Dude, I love this. You're turning them around, Brendan. They came in with a preconceived notion that you would be bad, and you are proving them
Wait
wrong.
a minute, IGN, you can't be good at video games. All right, and now it's going for sweep. Jump on
Good.
Sweep. Get some damage.
Woo.
Get some cuts in there. He's got a bow. Oh, all right. Keep going.
Nice.
Nope.
Oh. Oh God, he's so close, guys.
Hi, I'm terrified. How are you? Oh, okay.
Block, 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 block. Be like Terry Crews in that Old Spice commercial.
The odor blocker?
Yeah. Block, block, block.
I couldn't tell if that was a grab or not, so I'm not safe.
Nope. Yes.
Whoa. Two. We're doing so good here. Let's not screw it up.
Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, Brendan Graber beats the tutorial boss on stream. Well done. Where do you want lunch?
I don't know.
Woo,
Something
that was
something
exciting.
expensive. Oh, but guess what? You still lose. Screw you, FromSoft. I earned that victory. Should be end of the game. Game over. You won. Credits roll. Ugh.
Oh man, I can't even handle that excitement.
That felt good.
Also, where's that guy? Where's that guy that bet against Brendan? Never bet against Brendan Graber.
Where's my money?
Where's my money? Where's my money?
Thank you for everyone who believed in me. That was very refreshing. So yeah, you lost your arm. The boy gets recaptured. That should be the end of your story, but it is not. Due to...
Wouldn't that be great if it just credits? Like, you found the secret ending.
Yeah. Someone said that fight slimming on this game. It's a really fun game. And when you understand the parry mechanics, the deflections, and be able to block that string of attacks, it feels so good to just go deflect, 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 break posture, dead. It's a really awesome feeling.
Yeah.
And then when you lose, you're like, oh, damn it, not again.
All right, so are we? Do you mind switching off roles here?
Sure.
We got a system where we're gonna do either we get to. Oh God! All we did was move the controller.
All right, I'm gonna. This is on full.
That's fine.
I will take the chat.
So I'm gonna take the controller.
Thought it was the end of the game. No, that's just the beginning.
And
Yeah,
basi-
you're supposed to lose that fight because he's very hard. He uses unblockable attacks. They haven't even taught you about unblockable attacks yet, so you're basically supposed to lose. Even if you win, you still lose.
Just yet.
Winner is here says, it looks like not being greedy with attacks is a good thing. Yeah, there are definitely enemies who will...
greed is a sin, so
Sure.
in general,
they'll
I would
attack
say.
through your attacks. Like they basically have like super armor for some of their moves. So if you get too greedy and wail on them, they'll come at you and do a lot more damage to you than you do to them.
Spoken like a I must carve the Buddha.
So this is the Sculptor. He is, if you want to like use a analogy or comparison to other Dark Souls and other Souls games, he's like the doll from Bloodborne. He's the Maiden in Black from Demon Souls. He's basically the main fixture of the dilapidated temple, which is your main hub.
I'm here in Twitch chat now, Pelagius. I'm all here.
What's up, Pale? How's it going?
To the right of the gate, two strangers in strange
There's a lot of chats to look
circumstances.
at.
You two might get along.
But yeah, basically, he is a person that you want to keep on coming back to every time you do something big in the world, and whenever you collect specifically whenever you collect something for your prosthetic arm. I'm not going to do much with this guy, but he will teach you how to do all the combat. I highly recommend going through all his tutorials.
Oh, definitely. Brandon Schaefer on YouTube says, do you have to press a button with each block or you hold the button? So holding is a regular block, which will stop incoming blows but damage your posture a lot more and eventually break it. If you tap the block and do it right as the attack hits, that's a deflection. You'll see the giant sparks come out, and that's what you do to break their posture and take less posture damage instead. And also, sometimes they'll free up for a counterattack.
Yeah.
This is not PlayStation exclusive. It's for all PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Oh man, you've set the bar, Brendan. So now I gotta make sure that I don't mess things up.
Dispute Divine says, how do you guys monitor multiple chats with this wonderful laptop? It has 3 chat windows open, and it is not easy to keep track of.
Yep.
But we do it. Sonic says, does this game have more story than the Souls games? I would say that there's more exposition going on.
I agree.
There's a lot more people you get to talk to for longer periods. But there still is that trademark, ooh, you got a weird item. It says something cool about this one, Ashina clan, and you don't know what they're talking about. There's a lot of really weird mysticisms and lore that you can unearth that's not told to you outright. Which is cool.
Also, I think just by the very nature of having a character that has a character, the wolf is fully voiced. He's very basic in terms of his character. He's basically just a bodyguard that's very dutifully bound to his service. But still, I think just having that. Oh God, jumps in this game are a little finicky, I would say.
You kind of go off in one direction. You can't really change your altitude.
Yeah. You know what? I was gonna be stealthy, but we're just gonna get into this.
Like any true game, stealth is optional.
Yeah. If you're struggling with the combat, definitely mess with trying to find a way to stealth your way through it. But every situation absolutely can be fought just head on.
Sari asked on YouTube, will PC version display the correct display buttons? I don't know about PS4 controller. I haven't tried that one, but the Xbox one you're seeing, we're on a PC and we have the Xbox button prompts.
Yeah.
So I hope you found a shuriken
found
wheel.
a shuriken
What does
wheel.
that do, Mitch?
So the shuriken wheel, I can bring back. It's telling you right now. You can bring it back to the
I don't like
Sculptor.
reading.
He will add it to your prosthetic arm, and basically you get a new sub-weapon.
So this ties into a question from Nixius on Twitch. Says, do you get more than just a katana? You get the Shinobi Prosthetic. That is your secondary weapon, which has multiple functions. Right now, we're going to be able to use it as a shuriken launcher to otherwise disrupt, distract, or damage enemies. And it'll deal increased damage to enemies that are airborne. It'll kill dogs in one hit. And that is a mini boss.
I did it. I snuck around him.
So
Wiki
because it's a
tips,
stealth
life
action game,
hacks.
you can start off some of these mini boss fights by just outright shanking them in the back or from above.
Yep.
And that takes off one of their full health bars, of which they always have. I thought you were going to break those little barrels.
I know. I thought it was too. Like I wasted all my effort.
So now we learn about perilous attacks. And as Mitch mentioned during my fight, there are the sweep attacks that you have to jump over. There are the grab attacks that you have to dodge away from. And there are the thrust attacks that you have to dodge to the side of. Or you can eventually learn a skill that lets you counter them by dodging into the thrust. This guy's trying to repair his hospital. Mitchell not letting up.
Boom.
Being totally aggressive in his face.
I actually got super lucky there. He didn't try to do anything to me.
He really didn't. So you got some cool items. What'd you get?
We got a gourd seed, and what else did we get? Did we get the prayer bead? Okay, so yeah, we can go into that also. So it's important to note there's no traditional stats in Sekiro. So all of your character progression is basically tied to those two items. You have a gourd seed. Well, there's another item that you get later, but there's the gourd seed, which will give you an extra flask or gourd use, I guess. And then you have the prayer beads, which are kind of like pieces of heart, but for power and vitality.
Mm-hmm. And an important thing about that, like the prayer beads, is that they are not usually something you find just lying in the open. You will usually have to go up against powerful enemies to get more health.
Yeah.
So this isn't a game you can go like, well, I'm having trouble. I better grind a few levels and then I'll be ready. Like, no, you kind of have to learn. But sometimes you can go in alternate directions. There are often multiple pathways to take, explore different areas, and if one boss gives you too much trouble, go to a different area and see if that enemy is any better. Cameron was here. Is this playing on Xbox One? No, it's being played on PC with an Xbox One controller.
So, half an Xbox One.
Yes.
Boom! So, like I said, a lot of this game is learning how to deal with the combat, but more specifically, how to deal with enemies. So if I can see, let's see, we got a couple enemies right here. This guy right here, the bald guy, he's kind of the most basic of enemies that you'll fight. You can pretty much smash attacks on him, and you don't really have to worry all that much. These guys with the hats are a little more tricky. They will block pretty much everything you do. So basically what you want to do is you want to try to bait them into a counterattack. So if I can get it on this guy right here, let me just wait until. Okay, so one attack, if he blocks it, he will immediately go into a counterattack, but he has to actually. Okay, you know what? He wasn't cooperating. Basically, what I was saying, if he's just waiting there for you, and he blocks once, he will immediately counterattack after that. If you attack him twice and he blocks twice, you won't be able to do it. He'll just get into this rhythm of just blocking everything you do. And so dealing with those guys the most efficient way is basically all about hitting them once, they block, baiting the counterattack, countering it, and
Ronnie says he wants to play now.
We got a big boy. Ronnie, you want to play?
Here's what Ronnie play.
You want to switch? Oh God.
But Johnny Roboto says, so it's an Activision involvement. Is this going to F it up, or should we be worried? You will not find any evidence of you're scared. Activision is evil. Microtransaction. None of that stuff. This is a From Soft game. It is being published by Activision, which means they are helping to publish the game and release it on platforms. They are not doing anything with this game that I've seen that's been like, oh, well, they cut this content, or they packaged this microtransaction, or oh, they streamlined it. Like, no, this is a From Soft game. In the same way that when Bandai published it, it was a From Soft game. And when Sony published Bloodborne, it was a From Soft game. It's still a From Soft game.
Yep. So these guys, the way I just dealt with him, it is...
He's a big boy.
In general, I think it's good to generally be aggressive. With those guys, I found that you don't want to be too aggressive because what you're aiming for is a posture kill. They have way too much health to just wail away on them, hoping to bring down their health. But what typically happens if you do enough damage to them, they start to get into this temper tantrum mode. And if you just get out of the way, let them do their thing, they will come out of that temper tantrum with a ton of posture damage taken.
Yeah.
Because they're tired. They just tired themselves out.
Okay, a few questions. Hey, Mitch,
I'm
are
not
we
your
going to get a
son.
Sekiro expert walkthrough with James and Mitch?
Oh God, I wish we could, but unfortunately,
can
the
check out
days of
the-
Gamefront are long over.
You can check out the IGN walkthrough,
Yeah.
which doesn't have any commentary, but it is a pretty good walkthrough. Other question from Divine Dispute. Do you have to draw on XP like from Soul Reaver? No, the experience you get is automatic from a kill. You do have to hold down the, the interact button
For
to
what?
draw
Oh,
in money.
so this is very Onimusha-esque. When you kill enemies, they'll drop gold, they'll drop sen, and they'll drop
Chicken!
Oh, it's a chicken. What's two chicken?
Dangerous enemy, giant chicken.
Why are there chickens that you're brutally stabbing in the throat?
Because it's Japan, obviously. Where have you been?
Ronnie just looks over. It's like, checks out. Secret area with a lot of money.
Yeah,
Put
Winners
it in
here
my
has a good point.
pocket.
It's so crazy. A lot of these attacks normally would be avoided. If you were playing Bloodborne, you'd be dodging left and right, getting around behind them, hitting them. That is not the case.
You do not do that.
You have to unlearn to be reliant on dodging. That is not going to save you in this game.
Forget everything you've ever known.
Pretty much.
Oh, and this part sucks. I love this part as like an explainer piece of like just, you know, knowledge is everything in Sekiro. If you go through this just the normal way, you'll walk over here, you'll get spotted, and that asshole right over there with the big ass cannon, he'll blow your ass up.
He's got a mortar.
Sorry, I said a lot of swear words, but I think it's worth emphasizing.
Oh, no, he's a jerk.
Yeah,
We all
he
understand.
sucks. So, you know, one of the big things about this game is the aspect of just always looking around for different ways to get to your objective.
Hey,
And-
do me a favor? Can you pause for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, so Shade Blue has a comment here. No character customization, comma, skill trees. You'd be wrong about that second part. As you can see in the bottom, there's a 1 and a little meter to next skill point, 49. You have yourself a skill point. Can you
Yeah.
go back to the dilapidated temple for a second when you get the chance?
I want to get to the.
Fine.
I want to get to the next bonfire.
I guess I'll just explain it. Once you get to the outskirts, start killing people, you start getting experience. Once you get one level of experience, you get a skill point. You go to the Sculptor, he says, hey, good job, here's a skill tree. You can now purchase skills with your skill points. And you will unlock more skill trees as the game progresses in a variety of different ways.
That guy sucks. He deserved
Yes.
every bit of that.
Let's give a lot of experience, that's fun.
All right, but yeah, we'll go over skill points in just a bit because we're about we're about
another
to get
chicken.
to the next waypoint or bonfire, whatever you want to call it, shrine.
The Sculptor's
Sculptor's idol, sure. Also, let's see, is it over here that I can? Okay, yeah, let's go down here. Why not?
It's a guy. He knows you.
I know you. Yeah.
I love the Japanese voice.
You're that
actor.
good sir, Shinobi, sir.
Nothing on the English dub. It's passable.
It's good. I think it's good.
competent.
What night?
You don't remember?
No.
Ah.
I really want to know if that's Liam O'Brien.
You don't remember? Listen, sir. You and I, no, we've met before. I was a thief back then. But those days are behind me. Now, I'm an upright and honest merchant. Only problem is I'm broke. And being broke...
Yeah, everyone. I mean, I know, I get it. It's fun to hate on Activision, saying, "Oh, Activision will add a multiplayer mode and a battle royale and the next update for a season." No, this is not any of that. They have been very upfront that this is not being changed by committee in any way. This is a From Software game. There is no multiplayer. It's true. Playing the game, I'm not even sure that multiplayer would be a feasible thing. Like, it's been designed in a certain way that I can't really explain. You'll kind of experience, and I think once you play the game, you'll go like, oh, I can see why it's a single-player game.
Mm-hmm. That guy over there also, I opted not to buy his information, but if you buy all of this information, I believe he turns into like a shop, right?
Yep.
A standard shop.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get up here.
Build a temple.
Brendan, do you
People
want?
about those skills?
Well, yeah, we're gonna do that for sure. Brendan, do you want to do the ogre or should I?
I mean, I think it's only fair that you take a shot at a boss.
But I beat the
Sorry,
general.
mini boss.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, travel back to the. We're on PC, playing with an Xbox controller. I do not know the specs of this PC. I feel like we should have a little cheat sheet somewhere, but it is a nice PC. But on my PC at home, it's working just fine.
It's actually not even that nice of a PC. It's like a 3-year-old top of the line PC like 3 years ago.
You truly.
Doesn't have a 1080. I think it has a 1070.
The power of the dragon's blood.
Yeah, it's a totally fine and serviceable PC, but it's absolutely not top of the
My
line.
name is Emma. I am a doctor serving a certain master.
What master?
Forgive me.
Angry.
For
What
his safety,
master?
I cannot reveal his identity.
This game comes out on Friday, for those of you asking.
My master
I also
gave
like how
explicit
a lot of
orders
people you
to
meet in this
assist me
game, they're like, oh,
in
what's your name? He's
any
like,
way
He like, everyone calls him the Wolf, so he just like
I
doesn't
must
really
fulfill
respond to
my
any people ask
master's
for what his name
orders.
is.
The gourd of
But they just
Yeah.
kind of like, oh, you're probably a wolf. Like,
That
all right,
is
that
the
works.
key.
Also, I love how I'm kind of glitching through the ground right now. So
And I will
in my
assist
head,
you
I'm just like,
in that
I have
capacity.
a foot that's fallen asleep right now. I'm trying to wake it up. Do we have a healing gourd?
Yes,
Yeah,
but
that's the
I'm
thing we
sure
have.
that even after
Yes.
Gourd seed, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so now we have an extra charge.
Sorry, I'm skipping through the cutscenes or skipping through the dialogue. Guys, you should experience all this by yourselves when you actually play the game.
Yeah, plant this. Perfect. Now the
Such a strange.
is it? If it's a that's what.
And so there are no additional costumes. Sekiro looks how
It was
Sekiro
probably that I was told
looks.
Does the
But you can upgrade your skill trees, and by defeating bosses, I think you can increase the power of your weapon. So now that we have one skill point, we get the Shinobi Esoteric text. And there are several texts in the game, and each of them gives you a separate skill tree full of skills.
Full of skills.
So
it's
let's-
not. I mean, it's not that full of skills,
Okay,
but it has a good number.
That's a
of
good
skills.
amount. All right, so then when you commune here, you can now acquire skills.
All right. So basically, this is the Shinobi skill tree.
Mhm.
First one you get. It's pretty simple to explain. This one requires 2. This one requires 1.
So there are 3 different variations of skills. There's the combat arts, which is the whirlwind slash, which you press R1 and L1 to activate. Doesn't cost any stamina or whatever. There's no stamina. There's no anything to that. You just can use it as a combat move. There are also martial arts, which are kind of like new additions to like moves that are kind of like, I give a good example. What's a good example of the Mercury Counter? So you'll be able to dodge towards someone using a perilous thrust strike and
Which is very, very
counter
good.
their blade and do immense posture damage in the same move.
It's honestly one of the best skills in
And
the
then
game.
there are the latent skills that kind of like, they're just the passive upgrades. Like you get more healing effectiveness, or you're more stealthy. And like I said, that's only one of the skill trees. You get more, and some of them are harder to find than others. You ready?
I'm ready.
Big boy?
See, and I guess we haven't really talked about the eavesdrop system yet either. There's so many systems in this game.
It's fun. It's a fun little nod to like the Tenchu, like this is stealth stuff.
But-
And like I like that it gives you a little icon for this is an eavesdrop, and then once you do it, you can replay it if you forget what they talked about.
Yeah. But it's really important because there's a lot of enemies in this game that require a little extra thought to deal with, and you basically, oh god, this sucks. I am not paying attention. There we go. I got a guy on me. Boom. All right, come on.
So yeah, this guy uses a lot of unblockable thrust attacks, which you can deflect at the last second, but a regular block will still deal damage to you, unless you learn the Mercury Counter. All right, if you've seen some of the preview coverage and stuff, you may remember this guy. He is the Chained Ogre, and he is a big, fat jerk. He is like the gatekeeper of Sekiro.
There's always a gatekeeper in these games. With Bloodborne, I feel like it was the Cleric Beast and the Bloodstarved Beast. With this game, it's definitely this guy. With Dark Souls 1, I feel like it was probably the Taurus Demon, maybe the Capra Demon.
Yeah, you could have, like Mitchell did, R1 spam your way to victory with the Samurai General. Not this guy. He has a lot of health, a lot of posture, and huge attacks, as well as 2 really annoying unblockable grabs, one of which he just dives across the room, and he's also arrested.
Oh no!
One. So yeah, that one is incredibly hard to avoid. And if you are still playing this game like a Bloodborne or a Dark Souls, You will die to him again and again and again.
You're gonna learn
and
real
again
quick.
And again and again. However, we did learn from that eavesdropping that he is
Vulnerable to fire.
Vulnerable to fire. So if we were to go maybe explore somewhere else, we might just find a way to use fire against him. Ooh, that was a hit. So you can see, like, even that drop kick, you can still deflect it.
Yep.
Like, you can't be afraid of, just because it looks big, you can block it, and you will do posture damage because of that. You just need to make sure to back up every now and then to heal your own posture. But look, he's already got 1 health down. He only grabbed you like twice.
Come on. Ow.
Nice. It's also worth
just
noting
go
that,
away. Just go
his
away.
grab
Hold on a
attacks
sec.
will do almost all of your health in
Yes.
1 hit. So he is like a 1-hit KO kind of enemy.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like, oh man, I beat him without getting hit. Yeah, well, if you got hit, you would have died.
Yeah, I feel like the no-hit runs of this game are going to be like, yeah, it just means you didn't die because a lot of these enemies do a lot.
Oh, it's fine.
Careful. Yeah, you're doing pretty good. I don't know if we talked about this also, but oh, nice. A thing with the posture system is that you'll notice that the orange bar has like an orange tint behind it now, and it didn't used to. It was kind of like a lighter yellow.
Oh boy,
Nice. Their posture will recover a lot more slowly the more damage they've taken.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit.
Yeah. So for this guy especially, because he has so much health and so much posture, you do need to whittle his health down for a bit and then start working on the posture. Like you probably won't be able to actually get his health down first. Unless you really back off a lot. Look at you!
Get in the ground! Get in the ground, Chain Dogger.
How many times did Shadows die? We haven't died once. Right now it's Shadows die nonce. And you actually unlock the skill from that. That goes right into your active skills.
Yeah.
So some skills are actually not from skill trees. Some bosses drop them.
That's the medicine rank, right? So basically, it improves the effectiveness of my gourd.
Leslie Lyle asks, posture and poise the same? No. Posture in Sekiro is more of the ability to deflect an incoming attack and having a secondary bar that breaks your... It's sort of like a stamina bar in a sense that if that gets too much, you fall over, or if you do it to the enemy, you can immediately do a death blow. So whereas poise is like the ability for like super armor and to get staggered, which a lot of enemies, especially the mini bosses, can go right through your attacks and hit you with a bigger one, unless you're deflecting them first.
Your turn.
Should we keep going in this direction or go to the other place?
I feel like, well, so we have a, we got to get up to the next boss. Maybe let's do that, and then we'll check out the Hirata estate.
Okay, why did I come back here? Did you want to do something over here? I forget. Oh,
We have a gourd seed.
We also didn't. You didn't even get the Shinobi Prosthetic.
Oh yeah. Whoops.
Joel.
I forgot
We
I had
this wonderful shuriken wheel just sitting there in our inventory.
I found
Found one.
IGN avoided the people's elbow. Elbow.
I said before that your
Also, I feel like it's important to mention, neither of us are writing the review for Sekiro, so definitely don't take anything that we're saying to to indicate what the eventual score of Sekiro is going to be. Is being handled by someone completely different. So yeah, but I think both of us can say that we're pretty into this game, right?
Yeah.
Pretty
So
into
now
it.
that I've got my prosthetic tool, I can now find spirit emblems, which are the currency you use to activate said prosthetic tools. So the shuriken uses 1 spirit emblem per hit, and you can find more either in the world or by killing enemies, and they will drop spirit emblems when they die. And you can only hold 15 at a time. The rest go into like your surplus.
Yeah, but you can upgrade that.
Yes.
And we have a question from Michael Monette, who I don't like the way you framed this question, but I'm going to answer it anyway. These guys aren't even caring to answer real questions like, does this game have multiple branching paths to take? Yes,
We're not
it
gonna
does have
spoil
branching
the game
paths
for
to
you.
take.
This
Yeah,
is
we
the
don't
first
want
2 hours.
we don't want to talk too much about it, but there definitely are branching paths. I think a big selling point of this game is the freedom to go to different areas when, one path
Bam.
maybe you're stuck at.
Bam. Bam.
Let's say you're having let's say you're struggling with the ogre. There's a completely separate path that you can go to at the same point that will allow you to get some stuff that will help you deal with the ogre, and also just if you want a change of scenery, you don't want to just keep on throwing yourself at a part that's really hard to deal with. That being said, I don't think you should look at this as completely open. You can go anywhere from the start of the game kind of deal.
It's more of like, there was... Oh, jeez. Bye.
Bye. See y'all.
I'm Spider-Man.
Drizzy says, I'm guessing you had some practice. No way you didn't die on your first playthrough.
Oh, trust me.
Yeah.
There was a lot of... It was Shadows die a million times.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you write a walkthrough for a game that you are just experiencing the first time, and you have to make sure, especially as I'm writing guides for how to beat bosses, I have to figure out every attack they can make and how to counter them or not counter them. So that usually involves waiting until those attacks happens, getting hit by them, dying, and then going, oh, okay, I should avoid that one.
Yeah. There was something else I wanted to talk about. I forgot.
Breaking noise. Oh, break that too. Oh, break that too. All right, so here's a little fun section. You fought the Samurai General earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's another one over there, and he has a bunch of friends. So if you engage like a regular mini-boss fight, you'd be overwhelmed, and you would probably get your butt kicked.
That sucks.
So instead, we're going for the art of stealth. What are you talking about anyway? Okay, only one guy saw me. But there is also a really annoying guy here. He is a lookout, and he will bang on his gong when he sees you, alerting everybody else. Don't you dare! Don't you dare! Shut up!
You can also just throw a shuriken at him.
Yeah. Okay, so now everyone knows I'm here. So we could, at this point, just wander away and hide until they forget about us, or we can just try and engage them all at once. I'm going to try and just make sure the Samurai General is not near me. I will fight him when it's time.
Headshots 45 says, it looks like stealth will play a big part of this game. It does if you play the game smart. You can absolutely go into this game not doing any stealth, but I think you will struggle. But like I said before, there's no traditional stealth missions where if you get spotted, you die. Outside of maybe the beginning tutorial. Also, someone said that we were still in the tutorial area. No, we're not. This is the first level of the game, basically.
Still over there. All right. I'm still in the courtyard. I can probably go up the back. Oh, hi.
People are asking about what the download size of the PC version is. I don't remember offhand. I think it's in the range of 30 gigs. Also, I feel like we should. I don't think we had this time to plug ourselves, Brendan. But
hi, my name's Brendan Graber. I'm plugging myself.
What's your Twitter handle?
It's @raga_fraga, and as I mentioned earlier, oh no.
And I am Mitchell Saltzman. You can find me on Twitter @JurassicRabbit. I just like to plug my Twitter on stream every now and then.
As I mentioned, I am writing the guide for this game along with a wonderful freelancer. We didn't get this game super in advance, so I will not have the entire game up for you at launch. I will endeavor to have a good portion for your guide help needs, but if you find a dead end suddenly in the guide, I'm still writing it, and I'm doing my very best. I think everyone else is dead, so where's my man?
Brian Wong wants to know, is there any yokai in this game? I don't know if we should spoil specific enemy types.
Look at him change stances. That's so cool.
It is really cool. And also, one of the things that I really like, we didn't really talk about it, but to get into the nitty-gritty of combat, one thing that I think is very important to know is that you can cancel out of any sword strike within the first couple frames of it. But once the sword actually gets into its hitbox range, so basically when the sword is in a range where it can hit the enemy, you are stuck in that animation. You cannot block immediately to cancel out.
Calm down, dude.
And what's cool is that all the enemies are basically bound by the same rules as you, so they can also start an attack, and if they block fast enough, they can cancel out their attack to block. It's a very, very cool, well thought out system. Look at all those deflects. Max level? There is no max level because there are no levels in this game. I don't know.
Just skill points.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's skill points, and there's also, like, you can upgrade your vitality and your strength, but I don't know what the max of that is. Do the stages connect together like Dark Souls-ish? Kinda. Not to the same level of Dark Souls 1, I would say.
But you will find, I think some little like nods to that, like, oh, I can find a shortcut that leads me back to this place.
Yeah, I don't think it's to the same level as Dark Souls 1, which I think is the most interconnected of all the Souls games. Bloodborne was pretty interconnected too.
Get outta here.
I would say this is more similar to like Dark Souls 3 level of interconnectivity.
And we got another skill point. Bum, ba-da-bum.
Can you double wield weapons? No, you cannot. You have your sword, and then you have whatever Shinobi Prosthetic you have equipped.
Which you can press Y or triangle to swap between 3 at a time.
Right, once you get more of them.
I heard a little cricket noise. What was that?
All right, guys, I'm going lightning round mode with questions right now. So if you had a question that wasn't answered before, it's a crystal lizard.
Spit on me.
Sorry, I'm used to saying crystal lizard, but it's actually just a lizard. It's a poison lizard. Can I fight a giant anthropomorphic turtle from New York? No. Can you farm? No. You can farm skill points.
You can farm skill points. You can farm money. And then we actually haven't died, so we haven't even done the resurrection mechanic.
Should we die, guys? Should we?
I mean, I'll try. But basically, one thing that we may be able to show out later is that you eventually have 2 resurrective nodes. One of them you replenish every time you rest at a sculptor's idol. No other time.
Yeah.
The other one you can use, and it will replenish by killing enemies. So in a sense, you can grind out that node if you have used that one. You always use the rest one first, and then like say you resurrected, you got a death blow on an enemy, you died again, you resurrected again, and you died 3 times. You now are out of all of your resurrective nodes. You come back in with just one. You need to replenish the other one by killing enemies.
Yeah.
And usually it doesn't take too long to do that, but you could grind those if you wanted.
All right. Lightning round. Hours of gameplay? I don't know. We haven't beaten it yet. But more than 10. Is it difficult to deflect in Sekiro? Oh man, look at that snake.
Is it more?
This is one of the coolest parts of the game.
It's scary as part of the game.
Okay. It is kind of scary. So I lied when I said there aren't any stealth sections. This is absolutely a stealth section. Yeah. Is there an achievement for being the tutorial boss? Do you know that? No.
I was very sad about that too.
Is there fall damage? Yes. But it is pretty substantial. Oh man, look at that. He is very mad at you. What'd you do to it?
I just ran away from him. Yeah, like get to fall.
Why did you kill its babies? Why did you steal its eggs?
Didn't do any of that. Uh-oh.
Can the snake be deflected? We can test it out.
No. There's actually, you get the perilous indicator that this is an unblockable attack.
Okay. So no, you can.
I might just get my butt kicked here if I don't stealth correctly.
Is it easier than Neo? I think it's maybe a little bit easier than Neo. Neo is rough.
Really?
Yeah, I think especially later on. Well, I mean, I don't know. I haven't played Neo in a long time, to be honest.
I got that system down a lot quicker than I did this one.
Yeah. And again, I still want to emphasize this is a hard game. Me and Brendan put in we got our lickings. We got our butt kicked plenty of times before we got to the point that we're playing at right now.
Look somewhere else, please.
Does your life bar increase? Yes.
Yeah, every 4 pair beads you get.
Where's the giant enemy crab in Genji from like 2000 whatever?
I am one with the wall. I'm just.
Is that game Genji? Do you remember that game?
I don't know. Oh,
the
no.
giant enemy crabs?
Oh, no.
Oh, Ronnie gave me a thumbs up. It was Genji.
No. All right, we're cool. We're cool. He's looking over there. I'm just gonna. Oh no, 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 no! I'm the ice victim. Okay. It's nice to go.
Ghost Gamer 1026 wants to know, hello, just got here. How's the difficulty? Is it too difficult to enjoy? Is it fun? The difficulty, it's pretty hard.
Yeah.
But once you learn how to play it, it becomes much more manageable. Yes, I think it is very fun.
I mean, people have different tastes, so you may not enjoy this game at all. You may be a Dan Stapleton and just not like how this game is presenting itself.
Gauntlet Throne.
There's nothing wrong with that. If it's not your game, it's not your game.
All right. If you're squeamish, look away.
So I'm gonna just.
I almost wish that this was like a Telltale game. It just had like Snake did not like that.
Snake will remember that. Oh no. Oh no.
Someone was asking what machine we're playing on. We're playing on a PC.
I'll die here. Hi.
Oh God! I didn't know you can die here. Oh, he's so mad at you.
I just want to show off the resurrection thing. So yeah, he's really mad. But.
Loyal wolf, take my blood and live again.
Shadows die twice.
Boom, 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 boom.
Da 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 da. Resurrection. So, as I said, the one charge is always restored from the resting Sculptor's idol, and you can see it's blacked out, even though there's a second one. You kind of have to perform like a death blow or two to get that other one to be active in the same breath. Or in the case of a boss fight, once you do a death blow in the middle of the fight, you can use the second one if you died in the first part of the fight, which is very useful.
We had a question also from what was it? Where was it? Okay, Michael Munette wants to know, can you elaborate more on the skill tree system? Yes, we can. Basically, there are multiple skill trees that you find over the course of the game, usually by doing some sort of big event.
Mm-hmm.
And each skill tree has a number of different skills. Each of those skills cost a number of skill points. Right now, we can't afford the Mercury Counter, which is a bummer because the
Mercury. You keep saying Mercury. You even wrote that in your script, and I was like, no, it's Mercury.
Mercury.
All right, Mercury. We're gonna say it for that guy, and then it ends with the combat art. So this was also a combat art. We actually haven't used this, have we?
The Mercury Counter is probably my favorite skill in the game, and I don't even know how to say it.
So this is good for taking on multiple enemies, but not obviously the best move in the world. Leaves you open for a bit.
Winners here said Big Boss didn't like what just happened. That's how Snake lost his eye, don't you know?
Just made it. Did you get that item from the woman?
Okay. Yes, I did.
So we're gonna go take a little detour now.
Hirata Estate?
Hear the ring of a bell chime.
The ring of a bell chime.
This old bell? An old woman asked me to offer it to Buddha.
That bell. Have you
So we've been told to offer it to Buddha.
What?
Give it the kind.
And there happens to be a little altar over there.
It's not
So
the least.
we don't want to disappoint. Let's offer the bell charm.
But yeah, I don't know how much more we can really go into the skill tree without actually having skills to show or skills that we can afford.
Close your eyes.
So yeah, sorry if that's not
Hear the bell.
What I
to
will
your
say
satisfaction.
is that there's also, as we saw in that menu, there's a option for the combat art. There's also another locked icon below that, which you get later in the game, and I won't tell you what it is. But if you've seen some of the preview events, you might have seen some pretty cool moves, and that's where they come from.
Nightlight wants to know, can you run from a boss fight or are you locked in? Depends on the boss. If it's a mini boss, you can usually run away. If it's a main boss, you are stuck in there.
Yeah, you usually notice that like the mist shows up. And then some mini bosses will have a mist wall behind them, which means you can't progress until you kill that mini boss. And some of them, you can just go by. So now we are in a memory 3 years in the past. Ain't that fun?
Are there different skins or customization for the character? Not to my knowledge.
No.
Don't think so.
He is a one robe kind of guy. So now
Is-
we're at the Hirata Estate.
Is your katana upgradable at all?
The power is like the attack power.
Yeah, the attack power is. the like, is it upgradable in the sense of like Dark Souls or
yeah, no.
Bloodborne upgradable? No, it's not.
But like I said, like you eventually unlock skills that tie in with your Shinobi prosthetics, and that can use them as one. Like one of my favorite skills you can learn is after you throw a shuriken, you could do a chasing slice to like close a lot of distance fast, and it is a really great combo attack.
Are there tanks I can drive in this game? Yes.
Yeah, there's one right in that river with that fish. The fish tank.
Yep.
Also, spoiler alert: Sekiro can swim.
You're so I have a fear of like dark water and just like jumping into spots where I can't see the bottom, so I don't like doing that. I literally haven't found like maybe 1 or 2 treasure carp scales. Did you know about the treasure carp scale on the beach over there though?
Yes, I did. Wouldn't be a guide's boy if I didn't know it.
Wiki warlord over here. Do you have to unlock the hat shield? I believe that's a prosthetic upgrade, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one they showed in the trailer.
Yeah, you have to unlock it.
Costume pattern. Oh, we might need that because
Is there fall damage? Yes, but you have to fall very, very high.
And if you fall into a bottomless pit, you actually only lose.
You actually don't die, which is shocking.
Yeah, it's weird. You lose like half your health and you come back on the place where you fell.
Because gravity is always like one of the most devastating enemies in these games. So yeah, it's actually kind of shocking that that they're so generous with falling from a pit. What's the heal in this game? It is mapped to the up button. It is the gourd.
Yeah, it's the healing gourd, but you can also get pellets.
Yeah, and you
can only carry 3 at a time, and they just do a slow heal over time.
Yeah, think life seeds from Dark Souls 2.
Like gems?
Or yeah, is it gems?
I think they were.
Yeah, whatever.
I've been watching Rory and crew play Dark Souls 2. I think they call them chicken nuggets, life nuggets.
Yeah.
Shout out to those guys. I'm sure they'll have a wonderful Sekiro's playthrough that I can't wait to watch.
Is it useful to use the grappling hook to close the gap when you use it on enemies? You can't really use the grappling hook on most enemies. There are a few that you can, and they have to open themselves up to it.
Yeah. But yeah.
Can you dive underwater? I don't think so. Is this harder or easier than Bloodborne?
That's the question.
That's a big question.
I'm not done with the game, so I still can't tell you that. And maybe our official review from Brandon will tell you more when that goes up, but I don't know.
I'm of the opinion that no, it's not.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
But I want to emphasize that does not mean that this game is not difficult. It is. So if you're looking for a challenge, I think you're going to get that in this game.
Too late. I'm going to my Sculptor side, or you can't catch me. Actually, I'm gonna do a stealth on this guy, because one thing I always forget to do is just have fun with stealth. I mean, you can do so by using ceramic shards, and you're just like, hey, bam.
Can you pet the dog? No, you cannot.
No, you can kill the dog. You can
kill the dog.
You can deflect the dog. You can Shinobi deathblow the dog, but you cannot pet the dog.
Yeah, expect to see this on the. Oh, what? I didn't give you the deathblow option.
Maybe someday. Bunch of guys waiting to ambush me. I don't like that.
Use ninjutsu. You don't get ninjutsu for quite a while.
My ninjutsu is running fast. Looking cool.
Yep. Do you take burn and poison damage over time? Yes. Those are all things that can happen. And actually, we can see burn damage in just a little bit.
Yeah, so from these guys, even if you just regularly block an attack, you will still take burn damage to your little meter. I didn't have it there. Sorry, dude. Whoa! Stabs. Stab boy. Same with like poison strikes or whatever. And then once it reaches the full meter, then you start taking like a lot more burn damage.
Are there skills for stealth kills? I don't think so. I think all the skills you have, you for stealth kills, you already have.
There are skills that benefit or can affect your death blow assassinations in different ways. Mm-hmm. I think there's like at some point like an anti-air death blow, where you can like if someone
was cool.
is jumping in the air, you like break their posture, you can just jump in the air and kill them.
Can you praise the sun? In the game, no.
It's nighttime now.
Tell us about the controls. We've been talking about the controls the whole time. What do you want to know specifically? It's very similar to other Soulsborne games. R1 is your main attack. R2 or right trigger is your prosthetic attack. L1 is block. Yeah. B is hold B to run. B is dodge. How's the optimization for PC? I think it's very good. We are not playing on a state-of-the-art computer right now, and I mean, you can see it's running very smoothly. So yeah, I think the optimization from what I've seen is very, very good.
Oh, I hate the guy attacks, guys. For some reason, they have like a lot more posture than their friends. So they are both like random soldiers and both not. If you're not careful.
Will my mom let me play this game? I'm going to steal a quote from Hideki Kamiya and say, "Ask your mom."
That is the greatest use of stealing his quote I've ever heard of. Eat all your greens first. Maybe she'll let you.
Previews mentioned parrying is the main way to proceed in this game. Is that true?
Yes.
Or can you use other means of gameplay to proceed? You're going to have to know how to parry in this game.
Yeah.
It is a fact of life.
You can see that some of these enemies are just like, oh, I'm going to swing at you, and then I'll wait, and then I'll swing again. There are some enemies that just go like bam, 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 combo, combo, kick, kick, slash, and you need to parry every single one of those.
Yeah. I will say, if you're worried about parrying because you're thinking about parrying in terms of like Dark Souls and Dark Souls and Demon Souls, where it's a very tight window. Whoa, that was weird.
I think I killed him as I hit death blow. Oh no!
If you're worried about it in the way that it's like a very tight window, like in Dark Souls and Demon Souls, I don't think you need to worry that much. The window for a perfect block in this game is fairly generous.
Yeah, it's not like you do like and like hit that sweet spot. It's more like parry. This guy over here. Oh, he's drunk. Oh, he's peeing.
He's just peeing and you just stab him in the neck.
Look at it burn.
What's this?
Whoever called this a fire-breathing barrel
Wow,
wasn't
if
kidding.
we had a fire-breathing barrel, I bet that ogre would be... Oh, wait, you killed him already. Never mind.
You ain't wrong. This estate always rubbed me the wrong way. But you gotta give it a good send-off at least.
Being watched by...
Do the enemies reset when you bonfire, when you rest at the shrine? Yes, they do.
Yeah, except the mini-bosses.
Except mini bosses.
Hi.
Oh.
I'm in the house now.
Mitch, is it more generous than Royal Guard? Yes, I would say it's more generous than Royal Guard.
Oh, really just threw oil in there. I don't want to get hit by a fire attack now. Stop that.
60 FPS on base PS4? I do not think so. I don't think it runs at 60 on consoles. I do believe we have a graphics comparison, though, that should be able to answer that question more so than I can. So the combat
is drinking. He doesn't even care.
So the combat is more technique, right? You don't get to upgrade your sword. Exactly right.
Hey.
You upgrade your sword's damage. You do not upgrade
Poor guy.
anything else about it. And you only upgrade the damage by basically finding those 4 prayer beads or by killing big boy bosses.
Dog.
Also, can I just say how much I appreciate having a Soulsborne game that doesn't have completely nightmarish dogs to deal with? Like, these dogs are very easy to dispatch.
True. I mean, just get my butt hit. Not at all.
Dogs in those games have traditionally been like, they have weird hurt boxes. It's hard to hit them sometimes. They're very erratic.
Nah.
Well, you didn't want to talk to him?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Spoilery?
No, I just
Didn't feel like it?
throwing oil at me. Jeez. kill your friend now.
How easy is it to find the next goal/area? I haven't really struggled with being stuck in this game at all. Have you?
There.
Oh, it's a chicken!
Whoa! Who invited you? I like how they're just fighting in tandem.
What a loyal chicken!
Bam!
Also, it should be said, the great thing about the prosthetic tools is that they all have their own strength and weaknesses. Shurikens are great for interrupting. Oh, Brendan, get out of there! I'm worried for you.
No. Somebody does not retreat.
Yeah, all the prosthetic tools have their own strengths and weaknesses. The Shuriken is very good at interrupting enemies when they're doing big attacks. Also, but the most important thing about it is if there's an enemy that's in the air, you throw a Shuriken at them, it'll knock them out. And
Like that rooster.
Yeah, and it'll just do real bad things to them.
And here's the Shinobi axe.
Ooh, we're gonna need that.
Yeah, some of them are a little more situational than others, I like to think. But each has a valid use.
The real question is, how many mimics are there, Mitch? I literally asked Brandon while he was playing. I was like, he was opening a chest, and I was squinting away from it because I don't know if you know this about me, guys. I am very bad with mimic chests. It's a personal phobia of mine. I hate being scared by chests, which are supposed to be sacred. When chests turn into monster, it does very bad things to my psyche. So I told Brandon, I'm like, Brandon, if you find a mimic in this game, you have to slack me as soon as possible so that I can mentally prepare myself.
Luckily, I don't think there are any... is a mimic a Japanese folklore thing?
I don't think so. I think it is a Dungeons and Dragons
So
thing.
I think you are safe. Let's get some new prosthetics. Now that I have 3, he's like, hey, good job. Why don't you get another skill tree?
Ooh, now we can check out some more
You can
skills.
fight into your foes with that fang of yours. In other words, fighting techniques.
So this
for
skill
your
tree is all
prosthetic
about
arm.
using your prosthetic tools
I
in
had
tandem with your
thought that
attacks.
prosthetic
Yeah.
technique, but it's
Whereas the first one's about stealth and shinobi attacks.
Can you go completely stealth without engaging enemies if you choose to? I don't want to give a definitive answer in terms of like getting through areas. I know you're going to have to kill those bosses.
Yeah, I mean, like the chained ogre, you can't get past him until you beat him. There's
Yeah.
no way to get past him.
People have, done things that I never thought would ever be possible in video games. So I would leave that door open that if you are crazy enough, you might be able to get through this game with the exception of bosses without, swinging your sword. But you do have to kill those bosses.
So I recommend this one. You basically there's 3 different tools it works with. You don't have the other 2 yet, but you shoot the shuriken and then you can fly after it and do a quick strike, which is great. And there's also Fang and Blade for the loaded axe to do like a double hit. Mid-air prosthetic tools. A Nightjar Slash, like a flipping attack. And making your healing things better. But I'm going to get the Mercury Counter because we're going to want that.
The Mercury Counter?
Stop saying that.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought it was Mercury. All right, and we got about 40 more minutes left in this stream. So if you guys are curious at all about the length of the game, just take into consideration that as far as we've gotten, we haven't actually died yet. And this is the product of us playing this game for the better part of the last week or so. So I think normally getting to this point would probably take about maybe 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, because remember, like, we know exactly where to go. We've already explored these places. We know how to beat each enemy.
We know what's worth skipping, what's worth.
We're getting far in 2
exploring.
hours, but I imagine if this is your first time, you will be taking these a little bit slower.
Yeah. Oh, we haven't even talked about this. Thank you, Ezra Quack, for the question. What is the penalty for dying? We've gone an hour 20 minutes into the stream. We haven't even talked about that yet, Brendan.
Sorry, I'm getting packed.
That's all right. I'll talk about it. So basically, it's it's along the same lines of what you would expect. When you die in this game, you lose. I believe. Do you know what the actual percentage is?
It's half.
It's half of your money for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But do you know skill points?
Half.
It's half.
It's half of the progress bar.
Oh, so
that you
whatever
made.
your progress bar is at.
So we have
Okay.
101 skill experience. We
Mhm.
would lose 50 of it.
Okay. So yeah, so you lose half your EXP, your skill EXP, and half of your money supply.
But once you've already gotten that skill point, you don't lose a skill point.
Okay.
Only the experience of the next one.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, you know.
Also, there's that guy that we talked to in the present.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, so you lose half both those things, and there's no way to get it back. It's not like you get to your blood stain and you get it back. It's just gone.
Yeah.
That being said, there is a thing called Unseen Aid, which has a 30% chance at the start to basically let you die and you don't lose anything.
It's Buddha's mulligan.
Yeah.
Don't let the door hit you.
And the more you die, the more that chance goes down.
Due to certain story.
Yeah, I don't know if
things
we want
and
to talk
whatnot,
about that.
Was a fine pagoda.
So he, in exchange for not killing him, he's like, hey, there's a pretty cool pagoda somewhere in this place. So we'll be on the lookout. Maybe we can reach that. It's really crazy. I couldn't find it the first time, and then so this is pretty fun.
Oh yeah, the Jesus statue.
Basically, if you don't want to have to go back and kill enemies or get to a sculptor's idol to get your charge back for resurrecting, you can use that and you get one for free.
I didn't find that.
All right.
Can you kill NPCs that aren't enemies? No.
You can kill him.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I had to do it for the wikis and me. I had to make sure what would happen. And if you kill him in the past, he dies in the present.
Whoa! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right.
There are some enemies. There are some NPCs that you cannot attack.
Yeah.
But there are some that you can.
Okay. Well,
And I haven't.
good thing
fully...
Brendan's here to correct my lies.
Yeah. It's strange. Like the old woman who gives you the bell charm we saw. I tried slicing at her, and like it kind of like had this really weird like warping effect. Like she wasn't even there. I think it's just like a hey, you can kill this person thing.
Mhm.
But it looked creepy. All right.
Does that thing have a 30% chance to save your stuff recharge, or is it used up? It does not recharge. There is a way to get it back to 30%.
Yeah, it's ever present. The unseen aid right there.
Yeah, Unseen Aid.
All right, come on. Oh, you like fire? You got a torch there? I got fire too. Now we're both on fire. Who's laughing now?
Ah!
Now these guys, if you got that shinobi axe or you missed it and you got to these guys, they are a pain
suck.
because they block everything.
You basically have to just parry them.
Yeah, or wait till they do that charge and they do that push that does a little bit of damage, which is annoying. And it's like I can't beat these guys unless I do this maybe. But still, they're back to normal. But if I have the
Boom,
axe,
boom, boom.
then you just break them immediately. And it also breaks their posture.
Give them the 3-hit combo with some fries.
Give them the razzle dazzle.
All right, so actually, I'm curious to know how you take on this boss, because this guy is tough.
Yeah. Go this way first. So I'm gonna level the playing field a bit. Water. Because yeah, if he sees you as you're getting hit by arrows, it is not a fun encounter. Luckily, bandits are pretty dumb and they forget where you are after a while.
Yeah, the stealth AI in this game is not the best.
So that's why I wouldn't call it a true stealth game. It's a stealth action game in the sense that you can make stealth attacks, but like this isn't like Metal Gear Solid or Hitman or Deus Ex.
It sometimes is better than you would expect.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can, like, if there are dogs and you throw a shuriken at the dog, the enemies will go investigate what happened to the dog, and then you can kill the enemies.
Come on.
Also,
Yeah, I mean-
Pill, referring to that axe attack that you used, said that move is excellent.
It is actually
Just thought I should give that a shout.
successfully drawn out most. Come on! I see you there. Thinking you're all hot and stuff. Come on, let's go.
Someone asked, can you put the voices in Japanese? Yes, in fact, the game is defaulted to Japanese.
The way it was meant. Okay, I have a little bit of. Got the last guy. So this is a shinobi hunter, and
Ooh, he sucks.
yeah, he does. Turn And as I get closer down here, come on, turn around. Look somewhere else. Patrol yonder. Here we go. Not towards me. Turn. Cool. So as I get close, you can see that now there's a fog gate that the Shinobi hunter has basically put up to stop me from take off one of his health bars.
Boom.
Because he is a tough enemy.
That's pretty much the biggest tip I can give if you're struggling with this game and these mini bosses is that there's almost always a way to get that first death blow to bring them down.
This skill.
Yes,
Mercury counter.
The Mercury counter.
Stop it. So the moment an enemy thrust attack lands, you dodge towards them. If you dodge to the side, it's not going to work. And you'll see with this spear guy, he loves to do thrusts. Come on, you. That's not thrust.
That's not a thrust.
That's not thrust. Come
You
on.
lied to me,
We know
Brendan.
you like to do it. Don't be shy.
He's not going to do a single thrust.
Here it comes.
Oh, he's doing it. Oh,
And I got caught.
whoops.
Yeah. Missed
Look
on
how
that.
much damage that does. That's like Samurai Showdown damage.
Bam. That's how it's done.
That's the Mercury
You
counter.
can see how much posture damage that did.
Yeah.
That was a sweep. Okay.
Dead.
That was our first action to resurrect thing.
Also, I wonder if you got a little ambitious here. You have 0 gourds.
I possibly did.
Oh,
Oh, he does. Okay. So it's a. All right.
Didi said, I came here on the off chance that you, Mitch, would be here, and I'm a big fan of you and James from way back in the Gamefront days, and just want to let you know, heart. Didi.
Bam.
you.
There we go.
Boom! Get that prayer bead.
Still got it. And now the way's open. But, if you said, this guy's too tough, I don't want to go this way, you can actually go towards the river here and find that
Yeah,
there
so
are alternate paths to take. So you could, in theory, for the time being, avoid him and go find a path over here, if you so wanted to.
Yep.
But we want to go this way.
Yeah, so if you're curious about, the branching paths in this game, there are a substantial amount of branching paths. That being said, don't think that you can just go anywhere in the game right from the start. It's pretty controlled.
Like the grapple points are strategically placed. Like you can't just grapple anywhere you want to. We should definitely. Oh, so now we have 4 prayer beads. We can now we can see the health in the bottom right corner. Actually, let's just heal first so you can see the full bar. So that's what the health bar looks at normal. The 2 things. Now we enhance our physical attributes.
Wow, that's a huge increase.
Yep. Now you die a little bit less fast. Do you want to take over now since I just
Sure.
killed that guy?
Where should we go?
I want you to go to that pagoda. I want people to see what an enemy you're not ready for
Oh, no.
is like.
You're going to make me deal with that guy?
Yep. This is the PC version. Playing where UK.
All right. Actually, I'm not super familiar with this area, so this is going to be bad.
Good. Perfect.
Boom, boom, ow.
What you saw until now was someone who had gone through an area and memorized the touch of his hand. Mitchell has not memorized it, but he's still pretty good. So let's see how this plays out.
I'm relying on sheer instinct.
Yeah, if you take an arrow shot in midair, you take a lot more damage.
Yes.
Same applies to the enemies. Oh boy. Getting in the thick of it. Cutting down bamboo stalks everywhere. Nick Cabras, is there a main hub area? Do you meet, collect NPCs? To a certain extent.
Yeah,
the
kinda,
Dilapidate
sort of.
Temple is kind of that area. That's where Emma shows up to increase your gourd charges for your healing gourd. That's
It
where
definitely is not in the same way that you have in the past with other FromSoft games.
Yeah. And then the Sculptor can do your prosthetics.
Ow! Stop
Oh,
it!
you were getting hit.
Leave me alone!
And then there's the training partner that we didn't really talk to yet. Well, now there's 3 of them. Maybe you want to stack off for a bit. And
I need to
forget
get out of
about
here!
I think you need to get out of here.
Where are my gourds?
And then I think there might be some other NPCs that can join you later.
Oh,
just-
Jesus! Oh. Too many bad guys there, Brendan.
Yeah. So maybe it won't work out here, but there are several opportunities where you can die, wait for the enemy to start going back to their path where they originally were, resurrect behind them, and then slap in the back. Though it doesn't work on mini boss. They just know when you get up there. So you can't choose them twice.
Ugh,
You survive.
that sucked. So that burning place over there, that's where you want me to go?
No, actually, I want you to jump into the river to the right. Yeah, right down there.
Have I been there?
I don't think you've been there.
Oh, I know what you want me to do. Oh, you suck. All right, well, I'm going to deal with this guy first.
All right.
Oh,
Excellent.
I actually haven't beaten that guy in my my main play.
Raging Silver says, how do you know when you can do the finishing blow? You'll see this giant red icon appear over them, and that is your death blow icon when you know that either their posture is broken or they are out of health and otherwise are ready to be death blowed. And you can take care of enemies' health and not death blow them, or you can. There's also maybe 2 seconds after they die that you can wait before doing a death blow. Like if you kill the wolf just by slashing it, you want to do a death blow, so you can follow up with a death blow just for the sake of it, because some things you get will give you something after doing a death blow. Like you can increase health and skill.
All right, so I'm gonna do Brendan's. I'm gonna get the shrine over there.
There's no shrine though.
Isn't there?
No,
No?
no, it's a dead end.
Oh, you're right. Okay, well, so we get over here.
Yeah, drop down there. There's a little secret place for you guys. Hot tip. But it is
Life hacks.
in true From Souls fashion. It is also heavily guarded. Well, not heavily, but guarded by a fierce opponent, I would say.
Actually, I forgot about this guy. I gotta come back here.
Yeah. He is just,
Oh god! Oh god!
okay,
Well,
so
there's fall damage for you.
how many healing gourds do you have left?
I have
by the way?
one.
Ooh. Careful now.
Where is? Okay, there we go.
Okay, yeah, so up the stairs. Here is the pagoda that the bandit guy mentioned to us. And on the roof of that pagoda is a man.
Who's that man? Who's that man?
It's Goku.
Let's
No,
at
this is
least,
not- this
let's
isn't
at
the
least
headless
try
Tachibana.
to
It's
be
something a
somewhat
lot
prepared
worse.
for this. So, let's see, this one, this is reduces vitality damage.
John Solo asks, are there any randomly generated challenge levels like the Bloodborne challenge dungeons? No. This is a scripted, linear...
Oh, I didn't know that overwrites it, but whatever.
Da-da-da. This is a ninja, I think. True name not to be revealed yet. And they use
Yeah, God!
crazy amount of martial arts along with his long sword. And doesn't even use his other arm. And this is just a regular enemy, by the way. This is not a mini boss. It doesn't have a name or multiple health bars. This is just one dude.
Yikes!
And he guards the treasure of this pagoda. Let's see if... Ooh.
Oh! I can't do it, Brendan! You set me up for failure!
I did. I want people to see difficulty because we've been acing through this place. You're doing pretty good, though. You better, yeah, block for a bit to get your posture back.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ah!
Oh. Look at this guy. Unreal.
Is that a stab
Nice.
or is that a
I think
sweep?
that's a sweep. He does a stab thrust with his foot, which is just unreal.
It's very Bayonet-esque.
Yeah. He also cannot be self-attacked. He just knows you're coming. As a fellow ninja, he just knows. Cool, careful. Yeah, that's
Okay, that's a sweep.
sweep kick.
But sometimes he does the thrust.
Yeah, if he raises his foot up, he's gonna do a thrust.
Oh God!
That one.
Please!
Spiral arrow kick. Nice. Look at you.
I know some things, Brendan.
You do.
No! Oh, you son of a!
Yeah, with no health, your posture does not regenerate anymore. But it was fully broken, so now it's back. But just holding block will not do the trick anymore. Well, look at that guy.
Oh, no! I was close! I was close!
Thrust kick.
Ah! Man, I got way closer than I thought I would.
Seriously, that was impressive.
Dang. I kind of want to do it again.
Go for it. So, loss upon death. We now lose 205 skill experience and, 200 gold. Sen.
All right. Can I just... See, this is where I want to just, like, run past these guys.
Go left.
Go left?
Secrets.
Secrets.
You can just stay in the water if you want. Just go
Really?
yeah.
But the water is scary.
Well, yeah, that's the risk we take.
All right. Into the water we go. Look at that little dolphin swim.
Little carp. Little carp boy.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
When you die without resurrecting, Maniac player, if you use a resurrection, you don't lose any experience or money. But if you die and you are either unable to or you don't want to resurrect, and you go back to Sculptor's Idol, that's when you lose your experience. There is a cool thing I've noticed is that. Whoa!
Oh, he did the thrust.
What a combo!
Oh boy, that sucked.
You got knocked out. I guess I'll hold off my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one part is learning their moves, but also there is such a ferocity to some of these characters that you have to be able to react at a moment's notice. So just hope that you're gonna do the right action. Like hoping that his next move is gonna be that sweep you can jump on and not the kick. And also just not getting greedy, because with an enemy like this, you really can't press the attack too much without having to get ready to block.
Ah!
And as you can see, he is very aggressive. He does not give you a lot of time to heal up. Nice.
Oh, I was trying to heal.
All right, it's all right. Okay, you're fine now.
Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it.
Tyrone Israel says, can you at least upgrade your sword and prosthetic arm? You do get more prosthetic devices, and you can eventually upgrade those prosthetic devices through certain means to have them do more things.
Okay.
Buddha gives him a mulligan! So this time he doesn't lose any experience or sen.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think I should keep on going with it, or
We got 20 minutes left.
we don't want to show too much more of the game, right? Is there anything else that we can show?
We can go down. I mean, if you keep going to the Juzo.
The what?
Juzo the Drunkard.
Oh yeah. I don't know if we want to show that.
He's the other mini boss here.
I'll try at least one more time.
Una mas.
What does the chat think?
Chat's behind.
Chat, what do you think? Do you
They're
want me?
still
Do you want to
saying-
see me kill the shinobi? Or maybe Brendan kill the shinobi if I have to?
I don't even know. If I did get lucky. When I was recording the video walkthrough, I encountered this guy. I wrote about him, and then on a different save file, I did the video walkthrough, and I killed him the first try, and I felt so good.
Oh boy!
Oh, at least
I got lucky there.
That, yeah. Tachibana says, keep challenging. Clayton says, what's up, Brandon Mitchell? Beat the Ninja. Clayton is also working with the guide, so
Yeah!
he'll be doing some of the harder boss guides.
He does so much posture damage, Brendan.
He does. Just say one more time.
One more time?
Yeah.
That was a waste. Mm-hmm.
Andrew says they want me to let me. But, oh man, let's hope no one say that.
Ah!
All right.
You want to give it a shot?
All right. So there was a question about checkpoints I didn't get to answer. If you want to answer that from Daryl.
Also, I forgot that I have a mask of shame. So when I did something particularly shameful.
Wow, we're getting 30% to take us a long way today. 2 mulligans in a row. Just like Dark Souls and Bloodborne, you can find those like, I don't know what they call them in those, like the things that have like experience in them that you use.
Oh yeah,
so there's
the itemized souls.
Yeah, so there are coin purses for money, and some vendors actually sell the coin purses for a little bit more than what they're worth when you open them. But you can use those to basically bank your money if you know you're going to be fighting a boss for a while and don't want to lose all your money. You just buy a bunch of coin pouches, and then after you kill a boss, then you come back and go, okay, now I can use all these coins that I didn't lose from dying.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring them back out here. And I'm going to make use of the cheese and slice. Oh, no. Good start. Good start.
So, but this is a good thing to show though, because we have been kind of like carrying our way through this, and like I said, it's because we've played so much of this game already, and yeah, we've already gone through the learning process of this game, which I don't think most people will be able to skip.
Yeah.
This is not a game that you can. All right, this is hard to breathe. And it's hot. I am through with my shame.
Wait, that was one move. Oh, no.
This is not a game where you can really rely on your instincts and reflexes alone. You have to have the knowledge of how to deal with some of these dudes. Mitch, are you going to continue doing vids for your Jurassic Rabbit channels? I mean, ever? Like, am I never going to do videos again? I don't want to go that far, but one of the things about working at IGN is you don't want to make competing content. So, for now,
at some point, it can feel like just more work.
Yeah.
Of which we have a lot.
Yeah, for now it's on hiatus.
See, dodge does not save you. Don't dodge. Don't dodge unless it's a thrust attack or a grab.
Tyrone Israel is saying, read his movement. It's hard.
He's too fast.
He's too fast.
He's got so many movements.
He's a ninja.
He's literally going like this.
Oh, now we find out about the dragon rot.
Oh boy. So, slight story related thing. If you don't want to learn about it, you don't have to. It's not huge, but whatever.
Do you want to wear the mask of shame for your performance?
Yeah, sure. I'm all about shame.
So, you're
I love seeing delayed chat time. You got this. He didn't get it.
Mask this man.
Wait, I need to take this off.
Your
Sorry.
death is not your fate. Just yet.
Has anyone finished this game already in IGN? Yes, our reviewer has finished this game, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm. You will read more about it when he posts that review.
Yeah, I don't know if I am allowed to say when the review is coming, so I'm going to err towards caution and just say it will come out sometime between now and when the game comes out.
So what we have here, the more you die, it can eventually trigger a sickness in the people that you meet called dragon rot. While they are sick, for some of them, you can't progress their storylines while they're sick. And our unseen aid has now dropped to 13%. And it's marked by these rot essence that we carry. So eventually we'll have to find a way to get rid of this rot essence and restore them to their normal, healthy selves.
Otherwise, we're going to have to deal with the guilt of making the sculptor sick.
Seriously.
Overflows and spreads a disease.
Can you just imagine if like they were like,
Oh,
don't feel bad. It's not your fault. Just keep on dying.
All right, let's go back. Where does chat want us to go with our remaining however many minutes?
All right, chat, we got 15 minutes left. Our options are continue throwing ourselves into the meat grinder that is the Shinobi. We can go fight another boss in the Harada estate. We can go a little further in the Ashina, the first area that we were playing. We can go further in that path, up to the next boss there. So yeah, let us know.
Just in case they want us to go to the boss, I'm gonna get to that check. just in case.
Is there a way to revert Dragon Rot? I'm afraid of dying too much. I understand that fear. I also had that fear. Yes, there is a way to reverse it. Cameron was here, says, grind the Shinobi, you cowards. Shinobi grinder, meat grinder, another boss. Let's at least get a look at the Harada estate boss.
Okay.
So we're gonna go towards the next boss. If you are sensitive to those kinds of spoilers, you know, it was nice hanging out with you. We totally understand if you want to go somewhere else. But yeah, it seems like a lot of people also want to see us grind ourselves to the Shinobi. But yeah, we'll check out the boss and then we'll go back to the Shinobi, see if we can end on a win.
Getting kind of crowded in here. Oh, I killed that guy. I killed the friend. You're next.
Who's next? You're next.
IGN gave Devil May Cry 5, and that was kind of a turd. I reviewed that game. It is not a turd.
Oh,
That's one of my favorite games.
Calling out the reviewer
How
who
dare
sits
you?
in front of you?
Oh, I never. I really like Devil May Cry 5. It's totally cool if you didn't. It's not for everyone.
Here's a pro tip: everyone's opinions are valid except yours. No, I'm just kidding. You don't like a game? That's cool. I recognize that it's probably a fun game, but I don't have time for Devil May Cry, so.
And it's okay because, you know, I secretly resent you for it, but
Yeah,
we're still friends.
That's what our friendship is built on: secret resentment.
How did the checkpoints work? Pretty much exactly like they work in Dark Souls and Bloodborne. Can you be over encumbered in this game? No.
Nope.
You cannot.
Since you're not having to manage armor and weapons, there is no weight load.
Only here to see if IGN has someone who can play. We got 2 people who can play.
Yeah, I should see we beat the tutorial boss. Like to see you try. Alright, I'm just gonna skip those guys entirely because, yeah. Maybe not. Maybe they'll just come fight me.
Did you? Are we fighting him already? I was looking at the.
I guess so. I mean.
So this is an interesting boss fight because there is an element of an NPC that you can get to help you out.
Yeah.
And I would say it's almost a necessity in this boss fight.
So, however, I will not use him now because the second you talk to him, he's like, "Let's do it, Leroy!" And then like,
Leroy Jenkins.
yeah, he like tries to take on the boss, and there's a lot of people with the boss. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in for a stealth approach. Even the odds, as it were. Maybe I can actually finally use some ceramic shards.
Anyone know, is there a currency that can be gained and lost like Souls games? The currency in this game is, there are 2 currencies. There's basically skill points or skill experience, which, yes, can be lost.
The experience, not the skills.
Yes, not the skills, just the experience meter. Oh, that poor man. He had such an expressive face. And you have sen, which is money. The light coin purse will give you sen. That can also be lost.
But the purses cannot.
Yeah, the purses cannot. I didn't even know that you can throw the ceramic shards at people.
That's the whole point of them.
I thought you just drop them.
See, that's
I'm
what I
like,
thought
wow,
too.
these are useless.
Yeah, like they don't do anything like when you drop them. Like if you just throw them like that.
Yeah.
They don't react at all.
Huh.
But if you hit them, they're like, "Oh, what was that? I better go inspect."
Interesting.
Okay, so there's the 3 out in front.
That's why
There's
Brendan
3
is the
more.
Wiki's warlord, and I am just, you know, the guy who serves the Wiki warlord.
But you helped out.
How's the graphics? That's always an interesting question that I whenever I get it on stream, I'm like, you can see the graphics.
Well, they're watching streams.
Yeah,
I watch on their phone in the subway, and yeah, it looked pretty bad at that point.
I think the graphics are good. I don't think they're Ghost of Tsushima level from what we've seen of that game, but you know, they're definitely on par with Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3. I think they look very good. All right, Juzo the Drunkard. This is a tough fight.
I'm off to a good start. I'm not off to a good start. So, yeah, I'm gonna run. Discretion is the better part of valor, and I don't want to fight him and a million people, so I'm going to just kill his friends.
Is the parry timing more generous than in previous Soulsborne games? Absolutely yes. It is pretty generous because it's a main mechanic. You have to use it.
So I think he's out there.
Better
He's
question.
definitely, oh boy.
Better question is patches in this one. I can neither confirm nor deny that statement. Or that question.
Oh boy. Let's go this way.
Can you stealth kill on a ledge? Yes, you can. Got him. Did you already activate the NPC?
Nope.
Nope. Nice. That's what you gotta do.
Hi.
Do enemies respawn if you come back to the same area? Yes. Well, you have to rest at the bonfire, so to speak.
Okay, everyone's gone. Now it's just you and me, you big ugly jerk. Did you just forget about me? Can I backstab him? Nope.
No.
Oh boy, I hate this guy. That's also disgusting. Stop that. Oh boy. Ooh. Stop it.
God, this fight looks so cool.
Oh! Ooh. Oh. I thought that was
It's
it.
so funny seeing you get all emotional and have this extremely scary Oni face.
So this is also like a fight where they're like, hey, he does big attacks, but you cannot be afraid of them.
Nope.
Well, you can be a little bit afraid. No, stop it. Don't drink. No drinks. Ah!
Who's that big MF? His name is Juzo the Drunkard.
Ooh.
He is the boss of the Hirata estate.
My posture.
Too much open space. It seems very easy to run away. That's true, and actually, I was worried about that too. But honestly, running away doesn't really do much for you. You know, you won't get your health back. They'll just let their posture meter get back to normal. So running away doesn't really do much. You kind of just have to stand your ground here.
Oh. Watch out for that. And that.
Well done.
Okay, you know, I need help. Hey, you. Go get him.
I love how he just waits for you to give him the go-ahead. He just got poisoned.
I just love it. Like, hey, my name is... Oh, God, you just spit on me.
I love how they all the characters in this game, they announce... They like basically announce themselves.
We already did. No.
I have a combat mechanics question. Can you spam the deflect block button effectively? Is there any downside to this compared to just blocking? Kinda, sort of.
Yeah, I could do it a little bit, but it doesn't always work if you keep tapping it, especially because if they start... We got him.
Boom, baby.
I won't lie, having this guy helps a lot. But again, that's just a mini boss. That's not a boss.
Nope. Yeah, I don't think we want to show the main boss of this.
Yeah, I
this
think we can
area.
help. We only have like, what, 5 minutes?
Yeah, we got about five or 6 minutes. I would say 5 minutes because I got to get out a little bit early. So yeah, let's head back to.
Yeah.
Well, maybe get one more attempt on that Shinobi, and that would be it.
Can't believe I didn't kill Big Fat Drunk, but not a Shinobi. What's wrong with you guys? Wait, I can take this off.
You can take it off.
I killed a boss.
You have redeemed your
no
shame.
shame here.
Was there a thing over here?
Yeah, there is.
Ooh, is that chest? No, it's not chest.
There's a crying woman, but that's about it.
Ask her.
Yeah, just get that and go.
We getting out of here. Oh. What is this gameplay being captured on? It's being captured with a PC. Also, I'm surprised you kept that mask on as long as you did. It was very hard to breathe in that.
Yeah, I kind of just forgot. I was in too far. I couldn't stop. And that guy is a jerk. It took me a lot of times to get down his attacks because his attacks look huge, like things that you don't want to stop, like the block, but you have to. And it does. Even if you're deflecting, you're still taking posture damage. So you have to make sure that eventually you do back off, return your posture a little bit, and then go back for the assault again. There's a very interesting give and take, and certain enemies will have more posture than others, or more health but low posture. There are definitely like other enemies that have like really low posture but are really aggressive, and you have to just deflect, and then break their posture, and that's it.
The hardest part of the game, doing these wall kicks.
Jumping?
You need to watch some Mario 64.
You need to
Oh my god!
play some more SNES games. Get some wall jumping madness.
There we go. You want to take that? I got a seatbelt now.
Strap in, because we're going to Ninja Town.
All right, guys. This is probably going to be the last attempt on this guy. So it's not going to quite be grinding, but... Oh, God. We're going to see if we can get a win here on this asshole that has wronged me.
Multiple times. He's humiliated you. He made you look like a fool on live streaming.
And that is not cool.
Remember, you have the chasing slice, too, if you want to close the distance on him with that.
Let me heal,
Or just
please.
try and get away from him.
Let me heal.
Raging Silver says you can beat a mini-boss, but not a common ninja. It's true. In true Souls fashion, like, there's always that one enemy that's, like, you can find him way earlier than you're supposed to. So, like, yeah, I'm sure they show up later in the game when you're a little better equipped and have more health and attack power. But you can still beat him now. It's just very, very hard. Trust me.
Can you Mercury Counter?
Yes.
Or Mercury Counter that?
You can smack his leg down and go, listen, son. I ain't taking this.
Oh my god, leave me alone. You know what I'm gonna do? Just because we're at the last part of this here.
You're scaring me.
Run!
What are you doing?
Can I not use that?
You haven't...
No?
I wonder if you can't use it. Oh, maybe you have to get the... I think it's only for the one that recharges by killing.
Oh, god dang it. Huh?
Nice. Yeah, sometimes you can also interrupt their unblockable attack.
Oh, god dang it.
Or you get killed.
God dang it. Ronnie, I think that's going to be it for us. I think we're going to...
I challenge any of you saying, oh, these guys suck. Go fight this ninja on your first playthrough. See how long you last.
Where's my mask of shame?
That's an aid.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the mask of shame that I have to wear because I was not able to finish the Shinobi on stream. Brendan, on the other hand, was able to beat the tutorial boss
And Juzo.
on the first time, and Juzo.
You beat the chain ogre on first try, so.
I guess so. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, my name is Mitchell Saltzman. You can follow me on Twitter at Jurassic Rabbit. Brendan, where can they find you?
I'm at Raga Fraga. I'm writing the guide. If you need help, don't worry. We all need help. Just check out the IGN Wiki for Sekiro when it comes out, and we'll help you out.
Thank you guys so much for watching. This was a lot of fun, and if you're interested in more Sekiro, we have our review coming out sometime in the near future, so keep an eye out for it. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye-bye.